Okay, for experiment 2, we have to do lifting fingerprints. So we need a fingerprint brush, the powder, lifting tape, permanent marker, printer paper, a pipette, a pair of disposable gloves, and a ruler. Okay, so we have to place a sheet of paper and pour a small amount of the fingerprint powder on the paper. Once that's done, rub one of your index fingers on an oily part of your face, such as your nose or cheek. Okay. Then we put the oiled fingertip on several areas of a metal surface. Just have like a little metal like bowl. Okay. So we put on a pair of disposable gloves. Use a camera to photograph the surface before it is dusted for fingerprints. So let's do that. Okay. Now, lightly dip the tips of the dusting brush into the powder and generously shake the brush over the paper to remove excess dust. Lightly twirl the fingerprint dusting brush in circular motion over an area where you applied the fingertip. The twirling motion will help cover all sides of the ridge details to avoid overdeveloping the fingerprint. Ensure the brush does not contact the surface too much. Then we have to use a disposable pipette to puff over the fingerprint and remove excess dust. If the fingerprint is overdeveloped, repeat steps 7 and 9 until the fingerprint is viable. Until a viable fingerprint is developed. This is a skill that requires practice. Do not proceed the rest of the procedure until you're satisfied with the fingerprint. You only receive 2 of the things. Use a camera to photograph the revealed fingerprint. So, we need to use a single-use fiber glass brush. Okay. So this is our brush. So it said, lightly dip the tips of the dusting brush and then shake generously. Okay, and then lightly twirl the fingerprint dust into circular motion over the area. So okay, the fingerprints slowly but surely have came out. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we're going to use a photo to take a picture of the revealed fingerprint. Okay. Peel and discard the clear plastic over to expose the adhesive side of the lift tape. Be careful to avoid contaminating the black background with fingerprint dust. Place the adhesive side of the tape of the fingertip area and cover the entire print. Carefully remove the tape from the surface by gently peeling it away. The print should lift with the tape. Press down the adhesive side of the tape against the black background and use a ruler to remove the bubbles from the tape. Use caution. Use a permanent marker to label the top of the tape with the date, your initials, under the corresponding labels. Under the case number and date, write metal. Repeat the procedure on a glass surface using the tape labeled glass. Use a camera to photograph the fingerprints on the lift tape. Okay, so now we get a lift tape. Peel this back. Okay. Now we slowly peel this up. All right. Alright, and that is the fingerprint for the metal surface. Now with the permanent marker, I write the date, which today's date is 8/31. Initials FB. Under the case number and date label, write metal. Case number and date, metal. Right. And now I use a camera to take a picture of and then would repeat the procedure with the glass surface. Be right back for the glass. Alright, so the second part, I'm going to do it on the glass screen of this old iPhone that I have. So, rub an index finger on an oily part of my face. And then press it on several areas. So let's do one there. Do one here. Let's do one there. Okay, so we put on a pair of disposable gloves now. Use a camera to photograph the surface before it's dusted for fingerprints. Okay, and now we have to lightly dip the tips of the dusting brush into the powder. Give it a generous shake, and then lightly twirl the fingerprint brush in a circular motion over the area where the fingerprint is applied. Ensure the brush does not come in contact with the surface because it can mess it up. Okay. And there we have our fingerprints. So, use a disposable pipette to brush over the excess dust. Alright, now use a camera to photograph the revealed fingerprints. Alright, peel and discard the clear plastic on this. Alright, so I guess I'm going to do this fingerprint right here. Slowly peel it. Okay. Use a ruler to get air bubbles out. Okay, and then write the date, 8/31. Initials, and it was glass. And then photograph this. Okay.